fun, art, drought-tough, creativity, organic food. In this Hutto garden, it's a creative co-op for Donna and Mike Fowler and children Emily and Luke. Donna and Mike keep an eye on things from her queenly perch. Since Hutto's home of the hippos, you'll spot a few on patrol. Their house, built in the 1880s by Mike's great-grandparents, was once a Lutheran parsonage. Since Donna and Mike began its restoration in 1978, they've replaced the weedy grounds with destination gardens, advised along the way by Mike's mother, V. Fowler, a renowned Austin gardener. Everyone can choose their mingling mood, hang out in the open corral, and check out the artwork. Or sit back a spell in a conversation area. One private spot, enclosed by a catalpa tree and star jasmine, started with a mission.
I wanted to have a place to read the Sunday paper.
The catalpa tree provides this total shade. It's like the roof to this little room. So I had to figure out what we could grow that was in the shade.
And then from there, Donna got deployed through her DMAT service to Katrina, and while she was gone, I did another area.
Mike's new pathways led to Donna's design scheme in lots of sun.
I wanted a lot of drought-tolerant plants, but still a lot of color. And so I called it the Desert Garden. And then the rocks in the area are kind of a coral salmon color, and so they picked up the color of the coral yucca and the aloe vera when it blooms.
To embellish, they handcraft whimsical sculptures from foundling objects.
And it's a takeoff on my niece when she was pregnant with her twins, Luke and Liam. And I found a glass blue head at Goodwill for $5. So from that point, I felt like I ought to do something with it.
And then I wanted to create palettes of color in different areas.
After work and on weekends, they plotted garden after garden, each with a story.
The Zen Garden initially started because we had a drainage issue in that area. So we decided to dig a French drain and fill it with crushed glass. And the way it wove through that section made it look very river-like. And then in the pool of glass, then we stacked rocks. The stacked rock look is so beautiful to me, and when we were in Hawaii, we saw a lot of that.
A meditative garden has become a Hutto venue for dedications, poetry reading, and musical performances.
The arbors are the shape of cathedral windows that where the grapevines can grow up in there. And then we have like an altar area and a choir stand.
As Mike hauled materials and graded paths, Donna designed drought-tough clusters in seasonal color wheels that appeal to wildlife.
Because I love attracting the bees and the butterflies and the hummingbirds to the garden. And I want them to feel safe and happy and have lots of nectar and water and everything.
Then they add the final touches, details big and small that give it the special Fowler distinction.
There's so many beautiful plants and everything, but they just need something to like all tie them together.
From the backside driveway, travel left to open gardens. Travel right through a gate to a narrow thoroughfare. But keep an eye out for the unexpected, since we're now in Hippo Valley.
You can meander through Hippo Valley and see the hippos in the hippo universe. That area is covered up right now with wildflowers. The Indian blanket has pretty much taken over.
In fact, we've got some lost hippos in in the hippo universe. The hippos in Hutto are iconic. The Texas legislature made us the official hippo capital of Texas.
The latest project is an organic vegetable garden on the lot next door. Once a jungle of overgrown weeds and hackberry trees, slowly they hacked it back and renewed the soil.
Pretty much every evening I go out and just collect whatever is ready to eat.
Of course, this isn't your average vegetable garden where Donna planted flowers to invite pollinators to her crops. From low and high, it's got the Fowler touch.
And we needed to trim our cypress tree. So Mike decided to save the wood from our biggest cypress tree and then build this big chair. You kind of feel like the queen of the garden when you're up there. It's so big. And it's fun to photograph children that come over and they're sitting in this giant chair. It makes them look even smaller, like they're Alice in Wonderland. I made the garden, the vegetable garden, into like a sort of a cross design with the little side beds. And so when I was dragging the hose around trying to water it, it was crossing over my beds and tearing up my plants.
With rebar and recycled dishware, Mike made function funky.
And then when he was finished, he said, these look a lot like busts of people. So I think it would be a good idea if you would paint faces on these. And then after that, I thought, well, I think they need some jewelry because they look like ladies. I always wanted a garden club in Hutto, so now they're ladies at the garden club.
Son Luke is adding the ultimate structural feature.
Luke wanted to do that as a tribute to his American Indian heritage.
Everyone joined the family project of fish sticks.
And what I do is whimsical, and it's usually yard art. I call it yart. And the whole purpose is keeping stuff out of the landfill and recycling and upcycling materials. We don't need to buy a lot of stuff to have nice things in our yard.
I've told Mike I feel like I live in the creative co-op here because every day I come home and it's like something new or somebody has an idea.
These days, they're inspired too by the sculptures inherited from Mike's father, Mel Fowler, placed with care.
What my father did, he was a professional sculptor in his second life. He did true art, and just the connecting beauty of plants and sculpture, art, whimsy makes such a statement to me. And we totally love it when people come out and enjoy it. We have people drop by constantly. Can we look through your garden? Would you like a garden tour? And we've met some wonderful people that way.